And now it is time for us to welcome our first guest today in a segment we call Dog Mom Biz. And we are joined now by Courtney McWilliams. She is the owner of Mary Mac's Dog Retreat. It's a trend-setting doggy spa service that has taken New Orleans by storm. Courtney, welcome to the show. It's so good to see you today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Courtney, you have seen so much success. We love it. We're so thrilled for you. And we always like to start in the beginning. I mean, when did your love for dogs begin?
Oh, I was born into a family that had dogs, so I honestly do not know a life without dogs.
Oh,
I
so
I
sweet.
love them so much. It is ridiculous.
Now, tell me about your dog. You had her, or he or she, Gabbana. Am I pronouncing this right?
Gabbana, like Dolce and Gabbana.
Oh, well, of course. So
Yeah.
fancy, just like your spa, girl. Let's go. Tell me about Gabbana.
Oh my goodness. I got Gabbana when I was 18, 19.
Oh, wow.
My aunt flew him from California to Atlanta at the time. And when you saw me, you saw Gabbana.
Oh,
He was very, very, very shady. But it wasn't until his later years in life that I realized that a lot of his shadiness was really anxiety.
wow.
It was separation anxiety and social anxiety. I had no
Oh.
clue what those were in his younger years. I was like, oh, he's just bad.
Yeah, right. But how sweet that you were so in tune with him and you didn't give up. You wanted to get to the root cause of the problem. And dog anxiety is actually a lot more common than we would know, right?
Yeah, it is very common. So I haven't done my research on it lately, but prior to the pandemic, it was 1 in every 7 dogs that had
Incredible.
anxiety. I'm more than
Wow.
sure it has changed now.
That is incredible. Now, Courtney, I know you made a major life change for Gabbana because you're that dedicated, which included a move. So tell us about that.
Okay, so yeah, actually, I so the life change was I went from being a social worker to an entrepreneur,
Yes.
and I wanted to do something that didn't require me going back to school. I was already pet sitting as a hobby, so I decided to do pet sitting full time and open up a doggy daycare. However, I wanted to open up a daycare um, that specialized in dog anxiety. Around 2018, that's when I was introduced to dog anxiety, and which is around the time that I realized Gabbana had separation anxiety and social anxiety. Um, and so I combined my love of social work and dogs together to form Mary Mac's Doggy Retreat. But each service that I offer is based off of Gabbana, from grooming to daycare to boarding.
That is so sweet. And so what are some of the things that worked for Gabbana that you are passionate about making sure that you have in your spa retreat?
Okay, so let's say for doggy daycare, um, keeping it intimate, keeping it small, because by him having social anxiety, for a smaller group worked a whole lot better for him than thrown into a large group. So we offer small group play where we have no more than 6 dogs. It doesn't matter the size because you have some small dogs that prefer large dogs, some large dogs that prefer small dogs, some dogs who just love any type of dog. But
Sure.
we kind of group them towards temperament and not size. So the groups are no larger than 6. Um, we have their suites are purposely designed for them not to feel like they're enclosed in a crate or anything. We use baby gates.
Oh,
And it,
wow.
it doesn't have a top on it. So it kind of allows them to just hang out. I also have orthopedic beds for them because Gabbana was a senior dog and he was pretty healthy with no joint problems, but a lot of my seniors have joint problems. So we offer orthopedic beds. That's what we have for the daycare. Boarding also very similar. And we give them the option of picking where they want to sleep, where they don't have to sleep in a suite. They could sleep on the sofa. as long as they're
Nice.
not fighting other dogs. As far as grooming, I take my time. So the life change is me becoming a groomer too,
Oh,
because
I
I mean,
know. And this happened what when the pandemic hit, right? I was so
yes,
talk to you about this because so many business owners had to get creative, right? When the pandemic hit, so many changes with the coronavirus. And rather than sitting back and just letting everything go, you said, no, I'm going to figure out how to make this work. So what did you do?
oh man, I prayed. I prayed.
Uh,
Let me tell you, I prayed a prayer. I was like, Lord, if you send me
oh,
one client, I swear I'm not going to close my doors.
there you
And
go.
he sent me 3 clients, and those 3 happened to be first responders,
Wow.
which made my company, what was the word they were using back then? An essential business.
Yes, that's right. Suddenly you're essential. That's
Yeah.
right.
And so one of the clients who would come to me, she asked me to groom her dog. I'm like, I know nothing about grooming. And I'm like, I can guarantee a flealess dog. I know how to bathe the dog.
Right. There you
I
go.
could guarantee a clean smelling dog. And so I went to the University of YouTube, and
Oh, that's great.
I learned how to groom on YouTube, because if I
Wow.
see it, I can mimic it.
There you
And
go.
so that's how I learned on YouTube. And the guy that groomed Gabbana, to this day, he kind of mentored me with grooming as well. So that
Love that.
actually kind of helped that kept Mary Max open, because
Yes.
we were the only ones grooming. I've
That
always
is
been
incredible.
appointment based. I won't take any walk-ins. We've always been appointment based. So
That's
that kept
amazing.
us open.
I love that. The story of a business coming back stronger, a
Mhm.
business owner, and the power of prayer and trust, and then neighbor helping neighbor during a challenging time when there was so much fear. You said, no, not us. We're going to do something. And I love that. I love that you reached out and look at what's happening with your business. I mean, you're exploding right now, right? You outgrew one facility, you're in the next. Bring us up to speed on that.
Yeah, so because of the boutique style, I can't even begin. Everything happens with prayer. So the
Yes.
facility I am in now, because I started in my home, the facility I am in now was vacant for 20 years prior to me moving in.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I moved into an empty canvas, and I created it how I wanted to create it. And it was beautiful because it was enough for me at that time, not knowing what I was doing, not having a blueprint or anything. Now it's time for us to expand, because we're on top of each other. I find myself turning people away or being over capacity. And sometimes
That's
when you're over
amazing.
capacity, it's not safe when you're dealing with dogs with anxiety. And so I'm
Whoa.
like, yeah, it's time to get a bigger spot.
Makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And you learned so much, and you're learning all the time about what to implement and what to do to help dogs who are prone to anxiety, but just to help make it a great experience for any dog that comes to you. But tell us and maybe walk us through a typical day for a dog, and walk us through what that experience is like, because I know you're doing some unique and really great things. And we've talked through some of them. I mean, when a dog gets to actually pick where they want to hang out, that's pretty cool to start with.
Yeah, we don't force them. I really try to
That's
keep
great.
it more of a fear-free environment for them.
Yes.
So it's set up like a child's daycare, like a private school.
There you
We
go.
have mornings. We open at 7:30. So most people drop their dogs off between 8 and 9. After the dogs are checked in, they go into small group play, and you rotate them out. About between 10:30 and 11, they start their morning walks. After they have their walks, they go to take a nap. They get water, a snack, and naps. We start back up at 12 with the small group plays. And what I didn't mention with the small group plays, we try to teach them a trick every month, but sometimes we can't get everybody to sit on one, just sit down. We can't
Sure.
get everybody. We can't. I love when I see people get the group sit pictures.
Oh.
I can't do that. This crew won't even do that.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They can be a little unpredictable at times.
We tried this yesterday, and it was a disaster.
Oh,
So from 1 to 3, they go back into small group play. Between 3 and 4, they're going on their afternoon walks, and the daycare dogs start to go home between 4 and 6, and the boarding dogs start their nighttime routine where they're getting walked, fed. It's like a turn down service where they get their blankets and their pillows and they get a
Ooh.
treat.
It's like a doggy sleepover party, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any like silk masks involved? Because it sounds super luxurious.
I tried that.
You did?
I
Oh
tried.
my. Courtney, you're amazing.
That. I tried reading to them. I've tried. What else did I try with them? We tried painting with paw prints and stuff.
Painting. This
Yeah.
is amazing. Like
Those
people are going to say,
puzzles
do you
not-
offer this for people too? I mean, because you make it so much fun for the dogs. That is so
Now,
sweet.
what we do offer, which is my biggest hit, is our day parties. So I'll have a themed party for the dogs.
Oh,
And
girl.
the last big one we had was for Mardi Gras, but it's daycare. You drop your dog off at daycare, and they're playing nonstop all day. Themed pictures. Taking these pictures wear me out so much. My body is hurting from sliding and getting in funky positions just to take these pictures.
You want to capture every moment. Are you kidding me? And there's nothing that a dog mom loves more than getting that cute picture
Yeah.
of their dog doing that cute thing. So you put your finger to the pulse of what dog moms want, that's for sure. So you also have like the music activities, like you said. I guess you're one of the videographers because you put it all out there. I mean, it's just so much fun what you're doing. And tell me about how all this went down with People Magazine and then Drew Barrymore's show. I mean, people are catching on to the fact that you're doing pretty cool things.
So prayer. I'm gonna keep going back to
Okay.
prayer. I hope y'all
Okay.
believe in God because I'm saying
Oh.
prayer. So there was this lady. I hired a publicist. There was this lady, like she was on my mind, hot and heavy. Didn't know her, but I knew her family, and I slid into her DMs. And I was like,
You're
I don't
so
know
slick.
I was like, I don't know what it is that you do, but I have to reach out to you. And she was like, okay, meet me at this coffee shop tomorrow. I locked those dogs up in MMDR and went to this meeting with this lady. And come to find out, her mom was my very first client when I was in my home.
No, that is amazing.
She said, Courtney, you have a story and you have to tell your story. And she was a publicist and I didn't know. And so she shot my story out. And a lot of times the people would inbox me on Instagram. And I'm like, this ain't real. I wouldn't respond back to them because I
Right, you never know.
like anybody, you know? And then
Right.
they started emailing me and I would forward it to her. She was like, Courtney, no, this is big news. This is serious. I'm like, oh, I thought it was fake.
That's so sweet. Coincidence? I think not, Courtney, right?
Yeah, I thought it was fake. I was like, why me? Who wants me? And she's like, no, Courtney, this
So
is
cool.
real. So that's how I got on in People Magazine, on the Drew Barrymore show. I've been in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce because I made a massive amount of money in a very short amount of time. And
So happy for you.
believe
That
it or
is so
not,
awesome.
to this day, I still have not had a loan.
Wow.
All this is
Courtney,
straight
you're on
revenue
fire.
spending.
I love it. This is amazing. Were you nervous when you were on the show? I mean, this is a big change,
So,
right? I mean, were you camera shy? You're not now. Look at how you're growing.
So with the Drew Barrymore show, I wasn't nervous or camera shy. I was more anxious because Hurricane Ida had just happened the day before. So I'm being flown from Dallas to New York. I don't know if my house is still standing. I don't know if my business is still standing. I had someone sliding in my DMs again from Children's Hospital asking me to keep the hospital's dogs. And I'm like, is this serious? So by the time I saw Drew Barrymore, I'm like, girl, I don't know if I'm coming or going. My nerves bad. And that's around the time too. I didn't know Gabbana was becoming really ill, and I didn't know. And I'm like,
no, Gabbana.
because if you look at the pictures from that show, he's just sitting there like, I'm just here, like no facial expression or anything.
Oh, how's he doing now?
Well, he's deceased now.
Oh, Courtney, I'm so sorry for your loss. So sorry. But look at how his legacy is being carried on every day with what you're doing.
Actually, I had 2 dogs. They told me they only wanted Gabbana. So
Gabbana only. That's right.
because Gabbana had been with me the longest and everything was based off of Gabbana. So I had Gabbana. I had Bella Rose. Somebody left Bella Rose on my porch, and I found her the day of the pandemic for the shutdown for New Orleans.
Wow.
And they both passed away. First it was Gabbana, and Bella Rose passed away 6 weeks after Gabbana. Like, she was not right after he passed. It's like she grieved herself.
Sure.
And then I kind of fell into a depression because I'm like, life is ghetto without a dog. I never knew a life without a dog. Now I have a golden doodle named Carter G.
Oh, I have a cocker-doodle poo, so part golden doodle too. His name is Louis Bear Armstrong Michael Scott Sullivan. Are you kidding me? That's a really long name, but he is a delight. He's such a joy. So there's no greater bond, right? I'm so glad that you got a new dog. And look at, you have a family of dogs every day, right? That you're grooming, that you're loving on. And then I'm sure you're just blessing that community tremendously in Louisiana. And now look at you. I mean, national TV scene and all kinds of things. So you're amazing, Courtney. How can people stay on top of what's going on with you and all these amazing things happening?
The best way is Instagram. I'm a Groomer, so Instagram, and you can follow that as MM_Doggie Retreat. Facebook, of course, which is Mary Mac's Doggie Retreat. But TikTok is becoming my new favorite. And that one is under my personal account. It's Courtney Woo. So it's KOURTNEI_WU. And I came up with that name, Courtney Woo. I had to come up with an alias when I was practicing social work because I was Googleable. And people would find me, and I didn't want to be found. So I did Courtney Woo.
Courtney Woo. Okay, and you're wooing us with your awesome personality. Do you have a TikTok dance for us? What's your favorite TikTok dance? You have any?
I have a TikTok dance. I try to dance with the dogs, but they won't get on one page with me.
I mean, okay, well, next time we talk, I want you to have a signature TikTok dance for us.
Well, I have a signature name now.
All right, what is it?
I just went by that. It's your good furry auntie.
Well, look, you've already got the head tilt. Good.
Yeah, like it's your good furry auntie.
Right, Courtney McWilliams, owner of Mary Mac's Doggie Retreat in New Orleans. I have so loved talking with you, and we're so excited about what's happening with you. Keep in touch, girl, and you take care.
I will. Thank you.
Take care. Thanks so much for watching this Dog Mom News clip. Do us a favor. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more informative and awesome Dog Mom News content. And be sure to click that notification bell too to stay up to date with all our new content in real time. You'll also want to be sure to join us for our live stream each Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.